everyone, and welcome to my live session. My name is Nureen, and you're here with Nureen, the show that is bringing you the stars of the future, and it is getting bigger and better every time we do this. We always have fantastic artists from all over the world, from all walks of life. So it's an absolute pleasure for you guys to be here. Today I have a fantastic artist who's going to be joining me. Her name is Cleopatra, and she is a phenomenal artist who's going to be talking to me about her experiences both in the British film industry and in Nollywood. Wonderful to see you. How are you?
I'm good. What about you? How you doing?
Really well. It's such a pleasure for you to come on the show, and I really appreciate you spending some time with us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Well, look, let me just tell you a little bit about our gorgeous star. So, as I've said, Cleopatra has both experiences within the British film industry and the Nigerian film industry, otherwise known as Nollywood. She is a born Nigerian. She is born to Nigerian parents and has a glowing career in the IT industry, but she decided to give it up all for her first love, which is acting, and also to have a career in the special effects makeup artistry industry, which I think is very interesting as well. Now, she is trained as an actor. She has had several experiences here with the British film industry, with a title called Last Christmas, and she also played a nurse in a series drama called Save Me Too. But she's also starred in a number of Nollywood films, including Shut, Just Before 30, Broadway, Plus Size, and many more titles. Thank you so much, Cleopatra. You look stunning.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Thank you so much. So look, Cleopatra, let's start off by talking a little bit about your childhood and what it was like when you first experienced this inner desire that you had to become part of films and becoming a little actor.
Okay. So I was born here in London with my brother. My parents split up when I was a few months old. And when they broke up, my mom decided that she wanted to continue her education. So she sent us back to Nigeria to go live with my grandma. And you know what grandmothers are like. So she literally spoiled me rotten, you know. So it was quite fun growing up, you know, with the grandma, you know, and we were so close. We were so close. So even when my mom came back to Nigeria and I started living with her, I guess she felt a little bit jealous because my grandma and I were so tight, and you know, it took a while for us to actually build that relationship because obviously I didn't know her until I was about 11 or 12 years old, but now we're as thick as thieves. You know what mothers and daughters can be like. We're very close. But yeah, my childhood was really lovely, and my grandma actually encouraged me to do whatever I wanted to do. That's the thing. That's the beauty I loved about my grandma. But when I was in secondary school, actually when I started, the first year I started in secondary school, I found myself getting involved with a lot of acting.
Okay.
I played all kinds of roles, from an old man to a young woman to the king. Like I played men and women's roles. You know, I was kind of like, I wanted to be as versatile as I possibly could. So even with special effects, actually, I think about it now. I started special effects even at that age because I would put fake beards on myself and, you know, try to look like a guy to play a man's role, you know, when I was in school. So, you know, but you know what it is like with parents. If they feel that they've got an intelligent child, they would normally encourage that child to do something that they feel is more lucrative. Like, oh, you know, you can be a doctor or an engineer or a lawyer or something like that, you know. But I didn't do any of those. But I went into the IT industry because then IT wasn't as popular as it is now. So I went into the IT industry and I did the best that I possibly could. I went as far as I possibly could in the IT industry. And I still love IT. And at some point I will obviously go in and out from it. But I knew that at some point I will go back to my first love because I really loved acting when I was in secondary school. I even did a little bit in primary school, funny enough. And so about 6 years ago, I thought, okay, I need to do something that I've always loved. So I actually took some time off and I went back to acting school. But I said to myself, if I go back to acting school, everybody is an actor. Everybody can, well, not everybody, but at least some people love to act. But I want to bring something else on the table. I want to bring something to make me stand out a little bit. And I thought, okay, so what can I do that would also give me an edge in terms of, okay, so if the acting gig is a little bit dry now, I can go into something else within the industry. You know, I thought, okay, special effects is good because I've always loved the fact that, well, when it comes to makeup, I've always loved to make up. So I've been doing makeup all my life, you know, but that's just regular beauty makeup. And I did some fashion shows as a makeup artist and all that. As part-time, obviously, I'm in IT, but that's my, you know, side gig. But I thought, but I just don't want to be a makeup artist. I want to do something a bit more than that, you know. So I thought, okay, let me go back to special effects makeup school. So I was in my acting school as well as studying special effects in 2 different schools. So Monday to Friday, I was special effects. Saturday and Sunday, I was in the acting school. I did that for like a year and a half.
Wow.
Yes, it was crazy. I didn't have any, like, I had no social life. But the thing is, if you love something and you have a goal, sometimes you have to deny yourself of the little pleasures of life to achieve that goal and stay focused. And that's what I did. And so I finished. And whilst I was doing that, I was still, you know, I was getting gigs actually whilst I was in my acting school and special effects. I was still getting gigs. So in the evenings after school or whatever, I'll rush down to the sets, maybe play a role or something, and then come back, or they'll tell me, oh, we need you to do special effects and so Christmas time or whatever, and I'll do special effects. So I was kind of like enjoying it, but I was so busy. But it was fun.
Cleopatra, so, yeah. How difficult was it to have that even though you have an established IT career, how difficult was it having that conversation with your family saying, well, actually, I'm giving up 6 months of my career. I'm going to be concentrating for a good long time on having a really strong career in special effects artistry and being an actor. What did your family say to you?
You know what? My mom is the most supportive person ever. She was like, you know, as long as you know, the thing is, she knows me as someone who's very focused and very determined to do something. And she really encourages me to be the best that I can possibly be. So when I just told her, okay, you know, I didn't tell her I was going to go into acting school. I just told her I'm in acting school. And she goes, what? I'm like, yeah. She goes, how are you going to cope with your work? I'm like, I'll get around it somehow. She goes, okay, you know. And so, and the thing is, my mom actually, when she came back from London, she actually did some acting as well. So she kind of understood. Maybe I caught the bug from her because she did a lot of acting when she came to Nigeria for a few years. So I guess maybe I caught that from her. Who knows?
That's
as well.
Truly inspiring, so creative, and really good for those who are on the live session right now, who are not really sure when they should follow an acting career. Should they have an established financial career first, which is bringing them in the money to help them fund an acting career? And I think you've given a really good personal viewpoint on that to help people make up their minds, and I really appreciate that. So look, tell us a little bit about your first acting experience, where you kind of walked on to set for the first time and you saw the first AD, you were met by the producer and director. Tell us about that experience and what that was like.
Well, that was very interesting actually, because I wasn't expecting it. So I called a girlfriend of mine who has been in the game for a long time, Theodora, and I said to her, oh, by the way, I would like to go into acting now. So, you know, if there's anything that comes up, just let me know. And that was like a few months, like about 6 months before that time. So I didn't even, you know, and then one night about 11 p.m. and normally my bedtime is 10 p.m. to be honest. But for some reason I left my phone on and 11 p.m. after 11, my phone rings and it was Theodora, and she goes to me, oh, somebody has just called me and they need a lead actor for their role. I'm like, excuse you? She goes, yeah, you wanted to act. I said, yeah, a lead actor. And, you know, she goes, are you going to take it? Because I know you can do a good job at it. I'm like, yeah, sure, of course I can, you know. And then she hooked me up with the lady, Dolly. And so she spoke with me and she told me, oh, the lead actor for that role actually, something happened that she had to leave, and now they've shot 5 episodes, which means they have to start all over again, and she needs somebody and all that. So she asked me to come in for an audition. So I went in for the audition, and she gave me a script, and she said, can you just read these few lines for me? Let me just see how, you know, you are. And I was like, okay, fine. And then I read the first few lines, and she goes, that's it, stop. I'm like, okay. She goes, we're starting tomorrow first thing. I'm like, okay, you know, and you know, that was it. And I took the role. And that was my first role, but it was my first major role as a lead actor. But the character was the most cantankerous character you could ever imagine. Like, she was so bad. That's the movie called Broadway, House of Grace. That was my first movie. And this character played, I played a lady who was a preacher's wife. She's also a preacher, but she's a bit of a she's a bit loose, put it that way. And she's rude to everybody else, and you know, she's just, it's just a nasty piece of work she is. And when I looked at this script when I got home, I'm like, I can't do this. You know who I am, you know. And I remember the next day I came on set, and I said, but this character, she's just something else. She goes, well, you're an actor, right? And yeah. She goes, yeah, get on with it then, you know. And funny enough, I actually got an award for that role. I got the Rising Star Award for that role the next year. So it was a challenging movie, but I loved it. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
That is incredible. Guys, if you have any questions for Cleopatra, get them in on the session. I'm sure she'd love to hear from you. I'm just going to read through some of the incredible comments that we've had whilst you've been telling us about your first ever experience. We've got a lovely comment in by our wonderful Mickey, Time to Shine. Mickey, it's great to have you again. It's really nice that you keep on coming and supporting these sessions. Mickey said, wow, this is your destiny calling. I could not agree any more. That is fantastic. So look, we're halfway through your interview now, and in order to spice things up, and as well as get these wonderful guys to know a little bit more about you outside of your outside of the acting industry, I've got 5 questions prepared that I'd like to ask you, and they're just random questions, and
okay,
we're just going to go for it. Okay, so let's go. Okay. So answer as quickly as you can. Your favorite dinner meal?
Sweet potato and garden egg sauce with chicken.
Oh, yum.
It's unique, put it that way.
One item that I will always find in your fridge?
Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Are you serious? Of course, Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Yeah.
A language you would love to learn?
Italian. I think it's so romantic.
A sport that you dislike a little?
Boxing, purely because I just don't like seeing them getting so hurt, you know, with bruises and cuts and stuff. I can't stand that.
2 actors that you would love to invite round for dinner?
Ooh, Cicely Tyson, definitely, and Angela Bassett.
Oh, great, good choices. So
quite a lot of them, but yeah.
So before let's talk a little bit about maybe your more current experiences in both the British and also, you know, the Nigerian industries, and how you found them as well. And let's also talk about your special effects and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit first about the most recent films that you've done for Nollywood.
Okay.
What was your most recent title, and how would you describe that experience?
Okay, so my most recent film is actually the Just Before 30. So that will be hopefully before the end of the year we'll premiere that. But that's a short movie though. It's only about 40-45 minutes. But I just wanted, that was like a testing ground for me to go into Nollywood. I just wanted to, and actually I was the executive producer of the movie. So I produced, but I also executive produced it, and I starred in it as well. Because I just don't want to be an actor, but also a filmmaker. So it was, you know, testing the ground. There are other, you know, things going on at the moment, but yeah, and I thoroughly enjoyed it as well, because that the character was also an interesting character. We're going into Nigeria, which is obviously my home as well, and I wanted to have that experience of filming with, you know, different sets of people with different skills, and just get a feel of home as well, you know. And for Just Before 30, the director was Lancelot, and Lancelot is like, he's been in the game for like over 25 years, you know. So he was like, probably like, I couldn't have picked a better person to direct it, you know, with me. So so the set was lovely. Everybody was so nice and kind. But it's slightly different from the UK, because obviously in the UK, you know, there's a bit more structure and so on and so forth. You know, you have to be upset at this time and so on and so forth. But in Nigeria, things are a little bit different, purely because you cannot guarantee that if you leave home at 5 a.m. in the morning to get on set, you get on set at 7 in the morning, because sometimes there's traffic or whatever. So you have to be a little bit more flexible. when you're shooting a movie in Nigeria or in Africa. It's not because people are not great. They are great. It's just that there's traffic. There's other extenuating circumstances that might prevent you from actually being on set on time. So I have to get used to that because I'm sort of a stickler for time. I don't like lateness. I don't like tardiness. So I was a bit worried the first time. I'm like, why is it so late? I can't stand this, that, and the other. And then I realized, like, it's not their fault. You know, it's just what it is. You can't help it. But everyone on set was just so professional, so nice, so kind. So I can't really complain. It was good.
And I mean, how would you describe the atmosphere on a Nigerian film set versus like the British film set? How would you describe the atmosphere?
It's mad, it's rowdy, it's exciting, it's fun, it's hilarious. Like, there is not a dull moment because you have different characters. Everybody, like from the director who's screaming, that's not what I asked you to do. Come here, do this, or whatever. To, you know, somebody cracking a joke somewhere and they're laughing and, you know, like, and then, why on set? And everybody keeps quiet. And then somebody says something silly and then you start laughing again. You know, like, it's just such an exciting and fun place to be, to act in Nigeria. Honestly, it's just amazing. And here is the same. It's nice as well. But I think, you know what Africans are like. We're very expressive and very, you know, we're just bubbly and, you know, we're very excited and vibrant and all that. So they bring that on set, and that's what makes it fun. So even if you stay on set for 12 hours, 15 hours, 19 hours, you don't feel, oh my God, I'm bored sick. No, because it's such an exciting atmosphere to be in. So I really enjoyed it.
Fantastic. That sounds really, really exciting and exhilarating. And it sounds like it has so much purpose because your time on set is really, really valued by your co-stars, by the people you work with. It just sounds like you had such a great time. And also, you mentioned that you were the executive producer and you were also, I think, co-producer also on those.
Yeah, associate producer, yeah.
How difficult did you find it being the actress as well as doing all those other activities as well?
And, you know, it was my first time as well.
And it being your first.
But, you know, yeah, if you got a good director, because Lancelot is somebody who, he was just so patient and so understanding, and he explained a lot of things to me. Like I said, this was my first time acting in Nigeria, you know. So I asked a lot of questions. He explained things to me, and everybody was so nice and so accommodating and everything. So I didn't really feel pressured. I didn't really feel, the only thing I actually felt was that I became unwell, you know, during, you know, my filming at some point, you know, when I was in Nigeria. But apart from that, it was really nice because everybody was so supportive. That's the thing. Everybody was so supportive, so appreciative, and so nice and kind. I didn't feel stressed, even though I was doing all those roles. I didn't feel stressed at all. It was just a pleasure to do it, even.
Sounds really cool. And let's also talk about your special effects makeup artistry, which you started a little while ago, and you've trained as a special effects makeup artist. And for those who haven't seen the pictures online that I've actually posted on my Instagram page, go and check them out. They are really gory. It looks incredibly realistic. What drew you to wanting to help people, you know, have their bones sticking out in?
Do you know what? I don't know, because to be honest with you, I'm not the type that likes blood. That's why I said I don't like boxing, because I don't like seeing people hurt and, you know, in pain and all that. But if you're doing special effects and you're on a movie set, you have to be as authentic and as realistic as possible. You have to make it really real. And if that's what you want to do, then you have to fight your fear. For me, I don't like blood, but I had to overcome that hatred or that dislike for blood to like it, because at the end of the day, you are going to be using, you know, things that look like blood to make somebody look as horrible if they got caught or a knife caught or and all that. And then one of the favorite ones I actually love is the burns, first degree burns. Yeah, and you know, it looks disgusting and horrible, but that's actually what it looks like if you suffer from that sort of thing. So I love it. I just love it. And in Africa, for instance, we don't have a lot of special effects makeup artists.
Okay.
And I just wanted to be able to do that as well as giving back to the industry. We have a few, but they cannot possibly service every single movie set. You know, we need more. But it's not just needing more. You need more that actually are quality, that do a great, not just a great job, an excellent job to look as authentic as possible. And that's why I went to school, because I could have taught myself at home.
Yeah, yeah.
But I wanted to go because the thing is, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. That's the problem. I don't like mediocrity or settling for just anything. I like to always be the best at everything. So I thought the only way I can do this is to make sure I train myself and be the best that I can be in it. And it's been good. I had a great tutor, and I totally enjoy it. And so when I go to Nigeria, I hope to do more special effects over there, because obviously they can see my work, and I've been getting good feedback, and people have been asking me when I'm coming back to Nigeria. I'm like, I don't know yet, you know, with the lockdown and everything.
Yes.
But yeah, we're looking forward to good things happening because of that as well.
That is fantastic. What would you say is one of the special effects makeup artistic types that you would actually really like to kind of get more into if you were ever given the opportunity to go on a film set and do?
Do you know what? Alien. I would love to actually be able to do the mold.
Yeah, that would be
mold somebody's face and transform them into this gory looking, horrible looking monster or an alien, and it looks really real with the silicone that makes, you know, you can move your mouth and your eyes and it looks really authentic. I would love that. I would so love that. Hopefully that will happen one day. But yeah, I would love that. That would be my favorite. And hopefully do it in Hollywood even.
That would be really exciting.
That would be great, right?
Yeah, that would be really exciting. So look, whilst we've been talking, our audience has had a couple of questions for you. So let's just go through the Q&A now. Guys, you can still get your questions in. It would be really, really great to hear from you. So we had a lovely question in from Snowflake 007. Hey, Snowflake, thanks so much for joining us today. Snowflake has asked, do you think there is an age limit where Simone could say it's too late to go into the movies? Where someone could say it's too late to go into the movies?
Do you know what? I would hate to think that there is an age limit, because you can play any role. You know, you can play a mother, a grandmother, a great grandmother, a grandfather, or whatever. So there shouldn't be an age limit at all, as far as I'm concerned. And I actually have an issue at the moment, because personally, I can't even play my age because I look so young for my age. So I always play roles that are like 10, 15 years younger, because I can't play somebody who is, you know, my age. I'm not going to say, wow, what I am, you know. And but I think it's a good thing, you know, if you're playing roles that are like you're younger than. But if I would think it's unfair for somebody who's talented, who's gifted, who's a good actor or an actress, to be denied the opportunity to actually express themselves in that field just because they're what, 50, 60, 70, 80. There are roles for that. There are characters that you can play in that role. And I've seen people who actually do. Look at Cicely Tyson, like I said earlier. She's almost, she's in her mid-90s now or something. Yeah. But this woman can still act.
But, yeah.
And she's just such an inspiration to me, you know. So I don't think there should be an age limit at all. No.
I think, Snowflake, I think you'd absolutely benefit from having a look at the story of Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman, Samuel L. Jackson, they started acting in their 40s. Having had established careers and having made financial gains within those careers, having the security and comfort of having their own property and car and stuff, they decided that they want to go back to their first passion of acting. And I would definitely ask that you go and have a look at those stories of those incredible men who are just absolutely in the Hollywood industry. Next question we had from was R Perry 743. Hey R Perry, thanks for joining us. Mr. Perry asks, do you have any advice for aspiring actors?
Yes. I think my advice would be, ask yourself this question. Are you really committed to being an actor for the rest of your life, or for as long as it takes? Is this something that you really want to do? Because if you're an aspiring actor, don't go into it because everybody else is going into it, or for the show or for the fame. It has to be a passion for you, because there will be times when you feel discouraged. There'll be times when you go for auditions and you're turned down so many times. But let the fact that this is your passion motivate you and inspire you to keeping on, and one day you will get that break. But if it's not your passion and you start, after a while, you'll just find yourself losing interest, And for me, it was something that I knew that whether, like come rain or shine, I am going to be, this is something that I want to do for however long the Lord allows me to do it, And, there are sometimes you get discouraged. There's sometimes you go to an audition and even though you felt you did very well, they'll say, oh no, sorry, blah, blah, blah. Or, they might even pay you what you feel you're worth or what you feel, you deserve. But let the passion that you have be the motivation for you to carry on, because you will get that big break. Because if you're really meant to be there, you will get that big break and you will excel. So just carry on and keep it going.
Great. Honestly, that is stellar advice, and it couldn't be said any more truer. We've had a comment in from Mickey, Time to Shine. Mickey says, I'm so glad Cleopatra has shared her experience. Best wishes for more projects and more awards coming her way.
Oh, thank you, Mickey.
We've had another question in from Actors Approach Craft Toolbox. Hey Jared, how are you? Thanks for joining. Have you ever thought about writing a screenplay and starring in about a makeup artist whose makeup work comes to life? And
Jared! Oh, I like that. Ooh, that's well done. That's a great idea.
Jared,
that's a great idea.
Jared, that's genius. So for those who don't know, that Jared is going to be our acting teacher who's going to be teaching you guys, the audience, free acting classes from the 8th of September every Tuesday for the next 4 weeks. So
wow,
guys. So
Nureen, well done. Thank you for that. That's a good question.
What are your thoughts?
That's a good. Do you know what? I actually think it's a fantastic idea, and I would say it's something worth thinking about. Definitely. It reminds me of that film. What was that film again, where you had plants that came to life and they were literally hunting anybody who came to the shop? I can't remember that film. Yes, Little Shop of Horrors reminds me of that. That's true, and they can make it like a funny kind of movie as well, where people will just laugh. Because I'm not big on horror films, so yeah, maybe. Yeah, thank you for that. That's a great idea. Thank you. I'll think about that.
Could be a great opportunity for you to show off your horror application.
Yes.
Though.
Yes, absolutely. Great idea. Thank you
so much for coming on the live. It's always great to have such amazing people. We've had another question in from Snowflake 007, and he's asked, have you ever had any setbacks and how did you bounce back from them?
Oh, lots. Yes, I have. I'm not going to go into details, but I have had setbacks. You get, if you're in this industry, you have to have a thick skin. You have to be able to, because not everybody thinks like you. Not everybody, because you're coming into this industry with people from different backgrounds and different ways of thinking or different ways of doing things. And sometimes you might find that you don't necessarily get on with one person or another, or somebody just doesn't get on with you for whatever reason, I don't know. Or sometimes things just don't go as planned. But when you get setbacks like that, it shouldn't make you bitter. That's what I say. Be a better person as a result. Ask yourself, what am I supposed to learn as a result of this? And learn whatever that thing is and move on and actually be a better person as a result. And not hold it, don't take it personal. Don't hold anybody to ransom. Just say, everything that happens is for a reason, and it's for me to actually become a better person, and learn from it. And that's what I've actually done with all the setbacks I've had. And that's what it is. You get setbacks, you move on, you grow, you move on, you move on, you grow until you become a better version of yourself. So that's what
I think that's all we've had for the questions, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on this live session where we've had a wonderful experience and opportunity to hear about Nollywood, special effects, makeup artistry, and of course our star today, which is Cleopatra. Thank you so much, Cleopatra. It's been such a pleasure for you. The sponsor of the show has been Candy Cat. Candy Cat is a really cool company that sell halal candies. and as well as other brands called Hershey's and M&M. So make sure you go and check out their page as well. I'm going to link them at the bottom of this video. This is also going to be on YouTube, where you can find all my other videos of the incredible artists that I have been interviewing. Where can we find you, Cleopatra?
Yes, I was just going to say, can you I'm on YouTube as well, House of Cleopatra. You'll find the lady dressed in red feathery outfits and all that. That's House of Cleopatra. So follow me on YouTube, House of Cleopatra, and also on Instagram, House of Cleopatra Limited, and also Cleopatra Stories.
Fantastic.
So yeah,
awesome. Please make sure you go and like, share, and subscribe to her channel. Make sure you have a
yes,
please go and check out her following as well on her Instagram page. You know, guys, where you can find me. I'm on Facebook at With Nureen. I'm on Twitter at With Nureen. I'm on YouTube at With Nureen now. So please go like, share, and subscribe to my channel.